really do not want to do this impromptu podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I guess I have to, because we decided to release about 15, between 15 WWE main roster talents and 2 NXT talents. And also some developmental people like I know Luca Crucifino got released and stuff like that. Oh my god, man. Story, obviously it happens every WrestleMania, man. After every WrestleMania. I'm surprised it happened this as soon as a week after. Right before the SmackDown after WrestleMania happened. I was shocked it was that freaking quickly. I thought at least wait to minimum next week. But no, they decided to just be like freaking assholes as it is. And some of these ones are freaking mind-boggling. Like, I'm going to go through them. Like, 1, 2, 3. Well, the whole freaking faction, the Wyatt 6, got released. That's a freaking fuck you to everybody else, but still. As the 3, besides that, 3, 4, like 9. But then again, they're not like any world champions at all. Not saying that. But you at least I find it funny with some of them too, especially the women guy, like Zelina Vega and Kairi Sane. And for like 2 mid-card titles. Anyways, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to an episode of Lucas E. Allen 1080 on YouTube and all audio platforms of the Lucas E. Allen Show. An impromptu, freaking 10 o'clock in the morning type recording phase I'm doing right now. This podcast might be around like noon, maybe 11:30 in the morning. I'm not joking. I want to get this out the way before I discuss more things throughout the day to sales on YouTube and Spotify. And my reactions to WWE releases that happened during Black Friday, or Black Friday, or whatever you want to call it, like Gloom Day Friday after WrestleMania. Happens every fucking year, man. My reactions to WWE releases that happened early last afternoon. It's funny, I was recording the AEW Dynamite review for November 22nd, 2026. And then while I was doing that, all hell broke loose about the releases. I had no fucking clue. I was literally recording during this all happened. Unbelievable. WWE cannot help themselves at all. I had overnight to think about this and stuff like that, but anyways, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Lucas E. Allen 1018. Watching today's podcast on YouTube, hit the like button, today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button, you've done so already. Turn on the bell for our post notifications and uploads to our YouTube channel. And always feel free to leave a comment. Think of my WWE releases, or my reaction to WWE releases for November. Jeez, I keep saying November. April 24th of 2026 yesterday. Watch on Spotify, do the same thing. You leave me a comment. And also a 5-star would be very nice as well as say at least. And so I get started these damn releases, man. Unbelievable. There's 22 as a total. I'm only read 15. Because only 15 of them, or 2 of them are only NXT, and 13 of them on the main roster. Including 5 of them all in one fucking faction. It's a big fuck you to Bray Wyatt, by the way. Unbelievable. Starting with the first one on this list here, Aleister Black. I guess going to read alongside Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, which is his wife and everything. What a fucking misuse of was Aleister Black. The guy was leaving AEW, I think it was at this point 2 years ago. It was like even last year. Like, this man was literally, had a nice presentation. He had his wife by his side, and Zelina Vega, as a nice heel duo, husband and wife duo. Like a heel for Friday Night SmackDown. The stuff you could tell with these two, as a couple, would be fucking insane. But no, rather than getting their ass beat by Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, that's an example. I'm not saying blame those two, I'm blaming creative, obviously, and Triple H. Which, by the way, if you don't think Triple H is saying this, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. He can easily go for back for these people. He opts not to because he's a freaking idiot. Oh, man, I'm not saying he's the one that released him. It's obviously TKO shit, but still. It means he doesn't mean he gets a pass in this shit. It doesn't mean he gets a pass at all. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega is an example. Your 2 mid-card titles on both Raw and SmackDown. Women's United States title, she held once. And the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And we get to the next one on this list in a minute. I'm going to discuss Aleister Black and Zelina Vega right now. Zelina is a very underrated talent in the ring. She's known for her mic ability, yes. I think she's a very decent wrestler, too. She's definitely talking on the microphone, too. Like, what the little fucking misuse of talent with those two. Like, oh my god, especially Alistair. The dude is just freaking great. And you give him nothing to sink his teeth into on Friday Night SmackDown. That is just fucking misused as a fucking talented people like Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Zelina, that might be the flashiest in the ring, I understand that. But she's not bad. She ain't the worst one. She ain't like a Nia Jax type wrestler. She ain't like that. She ain't that bad like Nia Jax is. Like, damn, what the fuck are we doing, dude? That's just two on top of my head. Here's one that really got to me, because this woman's involved in this storyline right now, is Kairi Sane. This one could really, this company, at bare minimum, couldn't have Kairi Sane finish the storyline with Asuka, and then they could have released her. I'm not saying that the release was still bad. It'd still be still bad by then. But she was in the middle of a fucking storyline with Asuka and Io Sky. And now Asuka was our tag team partner. Because they had to release her because due to budget cuts for Pat McAfee. Oh joy. Oh, he's not great. He's not the company, or not just the creative department anymore, but still. You can get the gist, obviously. And for all their fucking 20 billion fucking celebrities. Make room for cut Kairi Sane, cut Aleister Black, cut Aleister and Zelina Vega. Or just get more celebrities on your show. Oh joy. And Kairi Sane, she was in the middle of a fucking storyline, potentially turning on Asuka. Maybe set her up in a nice mid-card. But at least, if we're going to a release, or at least finish the fucking storyline. They didn't! They released her in the middle of a freaking storyline. Does that sound fucked up to you people? You WWE Freako fanbase out there. I call them the Freakos. You call the AEW fanbase the AEW Sickos, I do agree with you on. But you still are a Freako yourself, though. Not like your shit don't stink. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, dude? How can you justify this? You meet Ryan. Honestly, I'm gonna say the word right now, I'm probably gonna be banned from his channel. Dick Ryan asshole. What the fuck are you people doing with Triple H? He ain't gonna fuck you, dude. I just I'll be real. Yeah, I say. You don't like it, have the balls to say it? And I do. I do. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Kairi Sane was in the middle of a fucking storyline with Asuka and Io Sky. Potentially could have elevated her, but if you're gonna at least have a releaser, at least have her finish the fucking storyline. They couldn't even do that. That is fucking sad. Now where are you gonna go with this? Nothing probably after for Asuka and Io Sky. Which is stupid if you ask me. But Kairi's gonna find work. She might even go to AEW. I'm not saying I'm advocating for that, it's up to her. But what misuse of talent was Kairi Sane? What a fucking fumble by Triple H. Moving on to our tag team, though. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin and the Motor City Machine Guns are released. This doesn't shock me as much as the first three. Granted, they're former tag team champions. So when I won the tag team titles, like their first month in the company. Was it their first match they won the titles against Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa? Like, come on, bro. Like, what you could do afterwards? It's going to be downhill since. They stood no chance. And plus, what, the 40s? They stood no chance on the main roster. Stood no fucking chance. That is a misuse of talents like Chris Sabin and Alex Shea Motor City Machine Guns. I can see him going to AEW to focus that tag team division even more so. Honestly, I really think they're going to go to AEW. I guess it would be funny if Aleister Black goes back to AEW after literally as Malachi Black. But he could do that. Maybe his Zelina Vega throws by his side, but still. I'm not saying all these talents have to go to AEW. I'm not saying that. But you fit like a glove in AEW, like half these people like Aleister. We only saw Malachi Black. He didn't do anything on AEW, but still. Maybe not him and Zelina. Kairi, she was never in AEW. The Motor City Machine Guns are never in AEW. I think they can use probably more women and men's tag teams. Especially tag teams, honestly. Next one on this list, I don't see going to AEW, period. Santos Escobar. Man. Isn't he got injured too. See, there's not a person on this list who got injured too, and he's obviously got injured too, and he got released. and Zoe Stark, we'll discuss in a minute. Let's discuss Santos Escobar. What a fucking fumble was that heel turn on Rey Mysterio and LWO. How fucking... Oh my god, how do you fumble that? How do you fucking fumble that, dude? How do you fumble that? There's always talks about not Dominic Mysterio being next Rey Mysterio. It was always Santos Escobar. But man, he got injured and Creative had nothing for him. It's funny, he re-signed with the company after he was basically going to leave due to his contract expiring. Then Triple H promised him the world. And obviously did not do shit with him. All talk is Paul Levesque. That's what I'm saying. You can't blame him. You can definitely blame a shit like Escobar for example too. Oh my god, man, what a fucking fumble. It's Santos Escobar, man, I tell you. How fucking can you do that? Moving on to Apollo Crews. I'll be honest though. This is the most least shocking ones. I'm surprised Apollo lasted this long and not being used at all on Raw or SmackDown. If he did, it was barely like a brief second or two every once in a blue moon. I was shocked he stood this long. He was a great, very underrated wrestler, I'll tell you that right now. Just sucks he couldn't do anything on Triple H. Triple H is a freaking dumbass sometimes, obviously. But Apollo Crews is also a reason. Get this is probably the big one, honestly, the faction here. Uncle Howdy, your Wyatt Six all got released. Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, Eric Roman, and also Nikki Cross. All 5 members of the Wyatt Six are gone. I snapped my finger. Man, between that debut on Raw a couple years ago, what fucking... This might be the biggest fumble on this whole list. I mean, damn. And this was the ultimate fuck you to Bray Wyatt. How can you do that to Bray Wyatt's family, bruh? How can you do that? Right, TKO is obviously about money. I get that. I get TKO's all money and Triple H is all money, obviously, nowadays. But still, it's all about business, I get it. But this is a guy that basically, his family... Well, the guy is obviously gone from this earth and Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, and his family's all gone. More importantly, mostly Bo Dallas, obviously. More even known as him. And even Eric Roman to a point was with us still with Bray Wyatt and Wyatt's Wyatt family. But how do you fucking release those guys? And Nikki Cross. At least keep Rowan and Dallas. Those are Bray Wyatt's basically people. More particularly, Bo Dallas is Bray Wyatt's brother. I get that, obviously, too. And Eric Rowan was in the Wyatt family with Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Brody Lee. And then you release them like nothing? Are you fucking kidding me? And what they did with the Wyatt Six on SmackDown and the less consistency? And these guys were tag team champions with Gacy and Lumis. They did nothing for these guys. I mean, damn. That is fucking sad. That is really freaking sad. How do you fucking do that to Bray Wyatt and all of them down this earth? How do you do that? For releasing his fucking family? They had promised the jobs all along because of Bray Wyatt's passing. Those are not great guys either. Oh my god. Well, how do you do that? That is fucked up. From TKO and Triple H. And WWE. That is fucked up. Also on this list, you got Zoe Stark, who was also the recent one, like Santos Escobar, who got injured too and got released. That is also fucked up how you can release people, honestly, when they are injured. That is really morphed just as fucked up with the Bray Wyatt situation too, with the Wyatt Six. I mean, between this, Kairi saving the storyline, and the injured people with Escobar and Zoe Stark. How can you still get this? You can't release anybody else? No, you choose the people that are injured and have ties to the family, and then you had the guys and gals one was in the freaking storyline. Kairi saying, unbelievable. This company is not about family at all. They don't freaking give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about the fans. They don't give a shit about their own fucking wrestlers. They don't. What makes you think they care about the wrestlers with this situation and much other releases in the past too? They don't care. They're about their fucking greed, money, and ego. That's all they're about. That's all they're about, bro. Unbelievable. As best as the rest of the main roster, the last one was Zoe Stark. In NXT, you got Andre Chase, who's basically a loser. NXT selling he's a very good guy, great wrestler too, but still. And Dante Chen, a lot of other developmental people like Evolve, LFG, and even like some other developmental stuff that goes before NXT. Which I'm not going to read. It's really Dante Chen and Andre Chase from NXT and all the main roster talents. To wrap this up, though, this is just... I can go on, honestly. I can go another hour with this. I'm not going to, because it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, obviously. I'm not recording this. To wrap this up, WWE is not a family company, people. Say what you want to say about AEW, but at least they care about their wrestlers to a point. To a point. I'm not saying they're perfect either. At least they care about wrestlers to a point in that company. WWE does not give a 1 of a fucking fuck. Only when they care about their favorites. That's all they care about, dude. They don't care about you. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about their own wrestlers, almost all the wrestlers. They only care about their precious favorites and their fucking greed, money, and ego. They only want to be the only player in town. And that is sad. That is sad. So read the list again. We got Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, Kairi Sane, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Motor Machine Gun Guys. Santos Escobar, Apollo Crews, Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis, Eric Roman, Nikki Cross at the Wyatt 6. Zoe Stark are the main rosters. And 2 NXT, Andre Chase and Dante Chang. That's all the NXT main roster channels got. There's also all the ones like Evolve and stuff. They had Luca Crucifino getting released and stuff like that. Talents down there before NXT and stuff like that. Like, this is, like, I don't know the words, bro. I'm not saying you can't, like, fire people. I'm not saying you can't, you just save money, that's fine. Once you say, if you quote unquote, you do these budget cuts, when you pay for other freaking celebrities, that's where I draw a fucking line, dude. That's where I draw a line. You say you can't afford your own talents. You know, you can afford all these stupid for no-name celebrities. So I'm not saying they're no-name, but at least Jelly Roll's no-name. And Pat McAfee. Like, dude, like, you want to pay those guys? You know, they don't give a shit about their own fucking wrestlers they have on their roster. And that is fucking sad, if you ask me. Like, dude, how can you do that? Like, if you really say this, if you just say money for go after other wrestlers, that's a different story. But no, you do this all to pay fucking celebrities. That's what I mean. That's where I draw the fucking line. I might get some wrestlers, not much to do with celebrities though, or paychecks. This company is fucking washed, like I've been saying all along, in 2026. They are as washed as the Shaquille O'Neal version of the Boston Celtics. Just like AEW is too, honestly. But that's my thoughts on all the releases happening last night, to say the least. And always, let me know in the comment section on YouTube and Spotify if I'm over-exaggerating, honestly. You can always say that if you ask me. You can always say as long as you're respectful and honestly respect my opinion. But anyways, you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button to today's podcast, hit the subscribe button if you've done so already, and turn the bell for your posts and notifications uploads for our YouTube channel, like I mentioned at the top of the show. And also follow me on social media, Lucas the Allen 1018 on YouTube, YouTube, yeah. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and also watch on Spotify. Do the same thing. Hit the like, comment on this very podcast, and also a 5-star rating. Be very nice as well, to say the least. Anyways, until next time, and trust and definitely next time, everybody. Peace, love, right? I'm out here. Love y'all big time, to say the least.